welcome back to my channel. So today I have a bit of a haul update and we're going to do this makeup look. I'm going to use a bunch of new products that I've gotten over the last couple months, let you know how my feelings are on them. Some of them are products that I have reviewed before and I will link those videos down below. A lot of them aren't, and I just kind of want to give you an update. I always at the end of the month give you a little bit of sneak peek of kind of some things that I enjoyed about a product or didn't enjoy about a product. But I have found the more you use a product, the more your opinion can change. So I went ahead and decided that I would do a haul update so you can really see how I feel about those products, which ones I'm loving, which ones wouldn't be repurchases. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to start off with the Milk Hydro Grip Primer. So I do have a full review of this primer on my channel, so if you want to find out more about it, definitely check that out. I'm just going to go ahead and rub this in. So far, I've actually, I'll kind of give you a little bit of a sneak peek. I would say that this is a good primer. Like, I've been using it. I definitely strongly recommend you checking out that review for more details because I kind of talk about like wear time and all that good stuff and what my skin's like to really have given it like a full review. But it does a really good job. I'm very happy with it. I ended up buying the travel size of it because I don't know, whenever I'm trying like skincare or new products, I prefer to get the travel size first. One, because I just have so much makeup that I kind of feel like I'm never going to go through it. Like, obviously primers and foundations I go through a little bit quicker, but honestly it's hard to go through like certain things. And especially if I don't know I'm going to like it, then I definitely prefer to get the travel size than to like waste my money on something that I don't end up liking. That's my only, I think, complaint with drugstore items is they never really have like travel size versions of products. But yeah, so I got the travel size of this. My only like weird downfall with this is I usually have to pull it out a bit before I'm going to use it because I store a lot of my primers on their side, and this one, if the product's not really at the bottom where the pump is, it's really hard to get it to come out. So I usually have to like pull it out so everything can kind of settle for a minute. It's very random. The other thing with this primer is you do kind of have to give it a minute to dry. I've just found it does not work as well if you don't. But we can talk about my next product. So the foundation I'm going to use is the Maybelline Super Stay Foundation. And I am in the shade Natural Ivory. I do think this shade is not entirely perfect, but I really like these two mixed together. I think this is a really good combination for my skin. Obviously with primers and foundations, skin type plays a very large role into what we're doing. So let's go ahead and pump some of this foundation on. I'm going to use my makeup sponge, and I'm also going to grab a mirror just so I can see what I'm doing. Again, I like this foundation. I don't think it's as full coverage as a lot of people do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's pretty full coverage. And if you really layer it up, it's full coverage. But I think if you're like worried, like you're not a big fan of full coverage foundations, especially with a makeup sponge, you can shear this out. Like there are days when I'm like, I don't really want full coverage, but I kind of want to use that foundation because it's a really nice finish. And I have like sheared it out. You obviously just have to be careful to how much you use, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit harder to do that. And yes, I told you, I know the color's off. It's going to make me look really pale. I'm going to have to bronze this up quite a bit. I don't know why, like, I feel like this is the shade I've used before in Maybelline products. This one just seems a little bit too light for me. Unless magically I started getting more pigment in my skin and I look tanner, but I don't think that's the case. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like even though you use the same color in a brand, sometimes just their products are slightly off depending on what it is. The next product I have is the Morphe Fluidity Concealer. I've also done a review on this. I actually don't mind the concealer. Is it my favorite concealer? No. It does have a bit of dry down. Like, it dries pretty quickly, so you have to work fast. But overall, I actually feel like it's not a bad concealer. I think it's drier than my Tarte Shape Tape, though. So if you don't like dry formulas like that, you would not like this. But it does stay in place pretty darn well. It's definitely like a full coverage concealer though, so if that's not your jam, don't wear this. Some days like this, I prefer a full coverage concealer. Just because I feel like, I don't know, I have like really dark circles. So for me, this just kind of works a little bit better. So the next product that I'm going to use is the Dermablend Loose Powder. So far, all the products that I've used, I've really liked. There's not too many in here that I've been really disappointed with, but this one is a little bit different. So typically right now I have two other powders in my collection that I like and enjoy. I have the Maybelline Fit Me powder, and then I also have the Laura Mercier. To me, the Laura Mercier really just gives a much nicer, lighter, smoother finish. The Maybelline Fit Me powder, it is a nicely finely milled powder, but it definitely has a little bit more coverage because it's a little more pigmented. I do think it's slightly thicker. This powder is really thin and it can get everywhere if you're not super careful with it, so I definitely don't recommend traveling with it. But it doesn't give you any coverage, so depending on which foundation I'm wearing, I don't really like it for that. So I'm just gonna go ahead and set my eye. I just use like a brush like this to set it. And I'm not really doing any like crazy makeup colors today that are gonna affect, you know, like spillage or anything. I'm just kind of going with a neutral look because I'm mostly just gonna be like outside. I'm mostly just looking for, you know, stuff that's gonna last and look okay. Going to a baseball game, so. And in case you're wondering, this is pre-filmed. Because it's really hard to film during the week, so. I don't really understand like the people getting mad about pre-filming. If you do, let me know why. Like for me, it's just really hard to like edit. Like, so technically wouldn't everything be pre-filmed unless it's like a live tutorial, I guess? I don't know. That's just how I view it, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm crazy. So yeah, so this is just gonna give you like a really light powder. Sometimes I almost feel like I need to do 2 coats under my eyes, like just a nice gentle swipe because it's so light. But like overall together, the concealer and the powder work really nicely and I've been very happy with both. And then I'm also just going to do like a light dusting all over my face. So like when I talk about a light dusting, I just use whatever the residual is in the cap and just kind of go like this. Especially like, I do this mostly on my chin because my chin is a little bit more oily, so I kind of want to just really make sure everything is set, and then when I go to put my other powders on, nothing sticks weird. It's just how I feel about it. So next I'm just going to go in and do my eyebrows. This is the CoverGirl like micro brow. I have mine in soft brown. I like this. I think this is a very great brow pencil. If you like micro pencils, this is a really good one to pick up. I just have quite a bit of eyebrow already, which kind of need to be tweezed currently. So for me, like, I don't really need a micro brow. This one's getting a little patchy as I get older, but they're not so thin that they're like funky. And I think part of that is because I was not part of the 90s trend who like completely tweezed their brows. My best friend was. I was not. Mostly because I feel like brows are just so much work. Especially back then. I didn't really do a ton of makeup. And so for me it just wasn't really worth tweezing all that. I hate tweezing. That's the other thing. It's like one of those things that I cannot stand. You know, I go a long time in between getting my hair done, and I only get my nails done like hardly ever. But I will pay to get my eyebrows tweezed. Especially like if I have an event to go to. Oh, heck yeah. I will pay to get those done. Because that's how much I hate doing it. I do kind of feel like this eyebrow pencil is almost a little bit too dark for me, just because I don't really like my eyebrows that dark, but once everything's done, they don't look terrible, but I kind of feel like I should have went one shade down. So the next thing I'm going to use is the Urban Decay Primer Potion. I just got this. I don't really know how I feel about it. I was using the Ulta one, like the Pro Matte one. And I mean, this is obviously a cult classic. People love it. And it's not bad. I mean, it's an eye primer. I don't really think you need it to do a ton. But I don't know what it is. It's so much thinner than I originally thought it was going to be. For me, I don't necessarily know that I would spend the money on this again. Like I said, I think it's good. Like, I understand why people really like it, but I just feel like there's so many other just other eye primers that work just as good. Now I am going to use the Witchcraft and Wizardry palette. I really like this palette. Like, A, because it's the total geek side of me, but also because I actually think it's really good quality. So I'm going to go into Prophecy and just set all of this. Alright, so next I'm going to go into Broomstick. This sometimes is a little bit dark if you're not careful. They don't really have like a lighter brown. If you need a lighter brown, I mix it with Prophecy. I do that in a lot of palettes. I have like a dark brown but not really a transition-y brown. To me it works fine. And so I'm just going to take that under my brow bone. So the next thing I'm going to do is take Broomstick again, but I'm just going to kind of deepen up the crease a bit and the outer corner. So I'm not mixing it with Prophecy. So the next thing I'm going to do is take another brush and I'm going to dip into Salem and just kind of blend onto my outer eyelid. And then I'm going to use something not from this palette in the inner corner just so I can show you a bunch of other products that I've gotten. I'm going to take my all flat shader brush. Alright, and since I got so much fallout on this side, I'm going to take a little bit of my Dermablend powder and just kind of try to dust it away. I don't know what happened there, but apparently I got a little crazy. Normally I don't have this problem with this. I think I don't know what I was doing. Way better. Okay, but now I am going to take just a little bit of Broomstick again mixed with Prophecy and just kind of barely go underneath my lower lash line. Okay, and then I'm going to go into a lot of Prophecy to blend that out. I feel like this got way smokier than I wanted it to today. Alright, so the next thing I'm going to use is the Milk Makeup. This is in Hotel Lobby. I have been wanting one of these forever. I finally bought the billet. and bought one. So I'm going to use that in the inner corner. I really like this. This stays put for a while in my opinion. Now I'm just going to take a flat brush and just put a little bit on there because this can go a long way. It's also going to really brighten up my eyes because it is a brighter color. Alright, let's do the other side. And I'm like putting the tiniest amount on this. And look at, like that really pops. So now that like that part of my eyes is done, I'm going to go ahead and do the rest of my face before I do eyeliner. So for contour, I am going to dip into this Smashbox Kelly contour palette and use the contour shade. For bronzer, I am going to use something else. So I'm just going to dip in a small amount. Okay, and then just again on the other side. Alright, so now I'm going to go into my Too Faced bronzer. I have really been enjoying this bronzer. Like, I am so glad I bought it, and I bought it in the regular chocolate, not the milk chocolate. And I'm just going to take my fluffy bronzer brush. Normally I would use the bronzer like in the Kelly contour, and I would just use this like by itself or with other things. But again, just wanted to show you like a bunch of the different products that I've bought recently. Just so you could kind of see like everything. Alright, but I am going to go back into the Kelly contour and use the blush, which I also think is a gorgeous shade. Now for highlight, I'm going to go into the Ofra Cosmetics highlighter. This is the one with Nikki Tutorials, and I'm just going to use a mix of Glow Goals and Glazed Donut. Glazed Donut sometimes is a little bit too light, and Glow Goals is a little too dark, so that's why I mix them. I'm just realizing I went a little overboard for a baseball game. Just feel like, girl, you said light makeup today. I know I did. Have you ever like gone out of control where you're like, what was I doing? Sometimes I just have that, and I don't know, you know, I think we just kind of do that and not really thinking about it. Alright, I'm also going to use this in the inner corner as well. This palette I think is really nice. I was kind of late on the game to Ofra highlights, and I'm addicted. Like, we'll be buying more, I'm sure. I also have Rodeo Drive in like a full size. I like these highlighters because I do feel like it really gives a good amount of impact. But they look so nice on the skin. Now these are not for the faint of heart though. For my primer, I'm going to use the Max Fix Plus in Lavender. I like Max Fix Plus. I don't really use it as a face setting spray, but today I'm going to. I am not a huge fan of the mister on this. Like, I just think it's a little much, but go ahead and do that real quick. Yeah, I just feel like this is a lot. Like, it kind of makes me feel wet. And And if you're ever wondering how I kind of get my makeup from not spreading, I always spray some along my jawline as well. But I love Max Fix Plus for like making eyeshadow pop. Like, it's great. When I want it on my face, I actually put it in a different bottle. Like, I open it up and dump it in something that I prefer the mister on. I like the mister on the Urban Decay All Nighter setting sprays. I buy the travel ones anyway of Urban Decay because I don't use it that often. And I'll just dump some of this in. I really like this. I like the scent. It's a very nice light scent. So if you're worried about the scent on this and you're like, I enjoy scents, but sometimes they're a little much, this one I do think is a light scent. Do I love putting scents on my face? Not always, but I don't really think about it that much, honestly. There's so much other stuff that I eat or put on my face that I'm just kind of like, what's one more thing? What's one more thing? Like, not that that's the best attitude to have. So for eyeliner, I am going to use my Tarte Sex Kitten eyeliner. I think I forgot to put this in my last haul. Honestly, I don't really remember. But this is fairly new to me, but I had tried it somewhere and I ended up buying it because I do really like it. Like, I think it's a really nice eyeliner. And since I'm struggling doing eyeliner on camera, I'm just going to show you what I use for my eyeliner, and then I'm going to go to like a much bigger mirror that I don't have to hold. So for whatever reason with eyeliner, especially pencil ones, I really need two hands. But then the mascara I'm using is a travel size of the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I have had a lot of people mention, like I've seen a lot of other people mention about how they think they changed the formula. I kind of think that they did, because I really liked this in the previous trial that I had tried long time ago, like ages. And I don't think it's as good as it used to be. Like when I bought this one, I was just kind of like, But I mean, it was so long ago that I kind of consider this like a haul. This is probably the only product, these are the only two products that I had kind of tried before. Everything else was new to me. So I'm gonna go put these on and I will be right back. All right, so I got my liner on, I got my lashes, my mascara on, not lashes because I'm not wearing lashes today. But again, I'm really loving a lot of these products. The next thing I'm gonna do is put on my lip. This is the NYX Lip Lingerie. I have kind of had this for a while. I mean, I guess technically it's in a haul. I didn't really want to go with something this dark today. And I almost kind of don't want to put this on. I do really like this color, but this is a little bit, you know what, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. I mean, I already went over the top anyway. I'm just going to try to shear this out. Alright, so that is my NYX Lip Lingerie, which I also really like. It's a little dark, so I may take it off before the baseball game, but that way you can see it. Out of all the products I got, my top, I don't know, a lot of these are really good products, and I do really enjoy a lot of the products that I have. Out of all the products that I probably would not repurchase again are, one, the Morphe Fluidity Concealer. I think this is a good concealer. I will definitely use it up, but I just think that there are other ones that I like more. I like the Ulta one more than this, and it's cheaper. But, I mean, it's not bad. Like, I'll use it. The other thing that I definitely don't think I would repurchase, and probably my least favorite product, is the It Cosmetics Superhero Mascara. I do really think they changed the formula on this because I used to really like it. This one I just don't. And finally, these two I may repurchase again if they were on sale, but it's not really my first choice of products. It's going to be the Urban Decay eye primer and then the CoverGirl eyebrow pencil. Everything else in this stack I would definitely repurchase again and really, really have been loving. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed my haul updates of products. So hope you have a wonderful day and enjoy. Bye.